Russia just unleashed hell on Ukraine. 537 missiles and drones launched in a single night, the largest aerial bombardment, in fact, since the war began 3 years ago. This wasn't random destruction, this was strategic warfare at its most calculated, one could argue. For over 6 hours, air raid sirens screamed across Ukraine as 477 drones, including decoys, swarmed from every direction, while 60 plus missiles of various types, Iskander, I forgot the other names to be honest, but they were all targeting infrastructure from Kiev to regions in the far west like Lviv and Ternopil. Right, these are regions that are not part of the front line, so this is in some ways Russia expanding the scope of the conflict to include other regions for whatever reason they have. Ukraine managed to intercept 475 of these drones, according to their own reports. But here's what this really means: those interceptions drained Ukraine's anti-air. I'm getting a little Emmanuel Macron style itchy nose. Excuse me. Those interceptions drained Ukraine's anti-air missile stockpiles dramatically. Every Patriot interceptor missile, every air defense system firing round after round to stop the onslaught. This forces Western Europe to make a critical choice: rush more air defense supplies into Ukraine immediately, or watch their ally become defensively vulnerable, naked against further attacks. The timing isn't coincidental either. This massive assault sends a clear diplomatic message to Kiev, the capital of Ukraine: negotiate with us or face much worse than you've so far faced. That's the message from Russia. Russia is demonstrating they can overwhelm Ukrainian defenses whenever they want, pressuring Ukraine's government to consider ending this war even on unfavorable terms rather than endure escalating bombardment. It comes as Russia's trying to get Ukraine to come back to the negotiating table. They're saying, come back to Istanbul, in Turkey, where we can negotiate an end to this conflict. Ukraine's not budging, right? But the most brilliant tactically part is this now sets up Russia's ground strategy in a win-win situation. I'll explain. If Ukraine refuses to negotiate, they'll face future attacks with depleted air defenses, making Russian ground advances easier. The decoy drones help significantly here, for example, forcing Ukraine to waste expensive interceptors on fake drones, fake targets, while real missiles then slipped through. And obviously in the future, if more real missiles are used relative to the dummy ones used, and Ukraine's run out of interceptors, that's going to increase the strike percentage, the successful percentage of missiles or drones that get through. Bad news for Ukraine. By the way, a 90% success rate, which Ukraine is claiming in this latest huge barrage, 530, drones and missiles, 90% success rate means 53 still got through. Have you seen 53 explosive anything's hit anywhere? It's bad news, guys. It's bad news. Russia created a perfect strategic scenario. Either Ukraine now has to negotiate from a weakened position that they've already been in for ages, by the way, or they continue to fight with compromised air defenses. Also, terrible idea. It's a calculated Russian win-win that puts maximum pressure on Ukraine while conserving Russian resources for whatever comes next. No huge summer ground offensive is taking place. There was a start to it in the Sumy and Kharkiv regions in the northeast. And of course, you got the DLZK front, the Donetsk, Luhansk, Zaporizhia, Kherson front. Crimea is still obviously under Russian control, but you don't see Russia pushing too hard. They do want an end to the conflict. But as the nation that's in a conflict and they've essentially won, it's not been a full victory, but they've essentially won now. Russia wants the terms to be they want the ceasefire or the peace deal to be on their terms. Now, geopolitically, analytically, whatever side you take, this is reasonable. If it wasn't, I would say this is not reasonable. I'm not taking sides here. But it is reasonable for Russia to have beaten the Ukrainian defenses to the position it's currently in. Ukraine has lost 20% of their land to Russia. There's no hope, really, there's no hope for Ukraine to get this back unless something dramatic happens in favor of Ukraine, which is extremely unlikely. So it's completely reasonable for Russia to say, okay, we're going to keep these regions. You're not going to join NATO, and sanctions are going to be lifted on us, America. We're looking to you for that one, right? This is geopolitically reasonable. Whether or not you're happy with it, that's another matter. I'm giving you the analysis. And I'm saying that if Russia got these demands, then Ukraine could actually rebuild. They would have 5 fewer oblasts, but they would have an established border once more. They wouldn't be constantly bombarded, and it's within reach. They can actually get this. But the government in Kiev, Volodymyr Zelensky, current president, former comedian, or is it the other way? I don't know. Like Volodymyr Zelensky, the issue he has is he doesn't have problems throwing more Ukrainians into a meat grinder, essentially, of a war that has no end goal on the Ukrainian side. It's got an end goal on the Western side, on the collective West or Western Europe. It's perfect. Ukraine, just last as long as you can while we rearm to face Russia on our own terms. But for the Ukrainian people, it makes no. You've reached a dead end. So if anything, I'm pro-Ukrainian. Sorry, I know I said I was unbiased, but it looks like I'm pro-Ukrainian citizens, right? Because I'm saying a peace deal now is realistic. You're going to get more as a Ukrainian state if you agree to peace now than 3 months from now, or now than 6 months from now. And you'll not be sending your men, your fathers, your brothers, your sons to their death against Russia for nothing as well, for nothing. Right? Anyway, more details in videos to come later today, probably not coming days, in the next coming days. My new YouTube oh my god, I can't talk. My new YouTube channel is now linked in my TikTok profile bio, so go there, subscribe, and help support me in the mid to long term. It's not a charity request, obviously. I've got plenty of content planned for there, including real animations. I know you guys appreciate the animations I use using a gesticulation technology, which is just hand gestures. But real animations will be hopefully coming to YouTube videos, more thorough videos, more commentaries. I'm hoping to open up, for example, podcasts, interviews with people in the field that actually know more than me even. I say even like I know a lot. No, people who know more than me. Hopefully will make for some interesting discussions. We'll have some lives that we can maybe put on YouTube as well, with qualified people in debates or discussions. So head over there. Otherwise, for the unbiased news and analysis without the Western spin, I'm Mahfouz. Now, as always, I'll see you on the next one. Damn, I stumbled so many times.